Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into some of the most fascinating and valuable state quarter coins from the US Mint that are worth way more than their face value. If you're a coin collector or just a history buff, this video is for you. The 2000D South Carolina State Quarter. This quarter, minted in Denver in the year 2000, stands out because of a unique error, a double die reverse. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is a double die reverse? Well, it all comes down to how the coin is struck. The die that presses the design into the coin can sometimes become misaligned during the minting process. This results in part of the design being stamped twice, creating a blurry, doubled image on the coin. It's not something you see every day with typical quarters. It's a subtle flaw, but it's what makes this particular coin incredibly valuable. While a regular 2000D South Carolina State Quarter is worth just 25 cents, one with a double die error can fetch up to $3,000, depending on its condition. That's a significant leap in value from its face value. So, how do you spot this rare coin in your collection? The key is to examine the reverse side of the coin carefully. The double design is most noticeable around the palmetto tree. If you look closely, you'll see parts of these images appear to be duplicated or blurry, which is the hallmark of the double die reverse error. It's easy to miss if you're not looking for it, but once you know what to look for, the error stands out. The 2000D South Carolina State Quarter is part of the 50 State Quarters program, which was launched by the US Mint in 1999. South Carolina's coin features an image of the palmetto tree, which also appears on the state's flag, along with a crescent moon. These symbols hold historical significance for the state, making the coin especially interesting for collectors. However, it's the error, the double die reverse, that truly makes this coin stand out in the world of numismatics. Now, let's talk about why this error makes the coin so rare and valuable. The double die reverse wasn't something that happened to every 2000D South Carolina quarter. In fact, only a small percentage of the coins were affected, which means there aren't many of them out there. That rarity drives up demand among collectors, which is why the price can reach up to $3,000 in good condition. If you happen to have one of these rare quarters, it's crucial to store it properly to maintain its value. A coin with scratches or wear can lose its worth, so be sure to handle it carefully and consider getting it professionally graded. This will not only protect your coin but can also verify its authenticity, which is important when it comes to selling or appraising it. So, if you're going through your change or digging through your coin collection, take a closer look at any 2000D South Carolina quarters you come across. You might just have a small fortune in your hands, and a little attention to detail could turn your everyday quarter into something worth thousands of dollars. Keep an eye out for those double designs, they might just make you a lucky collector. Next up is the 2005 Minnesota State Quarter. This one has a special place in the hearts of collectors due to a major design error that caused a lot of excitement. Released as part of the 50 State Quarters program, the 2005 Minnesota Quarter features an image that showcases the state's nickname, Land of 10,000 Lakes, and a picture of a sailboat on the water. It's a beautiful design, celebrating the state's natural beauty and Minnesota's connection to its countless lakes. But, like with many coins, there was a little hiccup in the minting process that made some of these quarters highly sought after. So, what went wrong with these quarters? Some of the 2005 Minnesota quarters were struck with a major engraving error, a dramatic die crack. Now, what does that mean? A die crack occurs when the die used to stamp the design into the coin starts to break down or crack. When that happens, part of the design can be distorted or even misshaped. The die crack can cause the image to appear as if it's been split or warped in places, and that's exactly what happened to some of the Minnesota State Quarters. This error makes these coins rare, and depending on the severity of the crack, they can be incredibly valuable. The die crack on certain Minnesota quarters causes parts of the design to appear blurry, misaligned, or incomplete, which is something you definitely won't see on a standard quarter. If you've ever had a coin with a significant crack, you know it's not something you see often. But for collectors, that crack can actually make the coin more desirable. The more dramatic the die crack, the more valuable the coin becomes. In some cases, these Minnesota quarters with die cracks have sold for as much as $2,500, depending on the condition and the extent of the error. It's crazy to think that a small design flaw could turn a quarter that's worth 25 cents into something worth thousands of dollars, but that's exactly what happened here. Collectors and investors are always on the lookout for coins with errors like this because they are so rare, and once discovered, they can increase in value. So, how can you spot this error in your own collection? The key is to carefully examine the details on the quarter, especially around the design elements like the sailboat or the outline of the lakes. If you notice any kind of crack or distortion near these areas, you may have a valuable coin on your hands. The crack can sometimes be subtle, so make sure you're looking closely for any signs that the design has been altered in some way. Keep in mind, the condition of the coin matters, too. A coin with a dramatic die crack is worth much more if it's in good condition, so it's important to protect your coins from wear and tear. If you do find a 2005 Minnesota quarter with a visible die crack, you could be holding onto something worth a significant amount of money. Finally, let's talk about the 2000p Virginia State Quarter. This coin is a true treasure and one of the most sought-after pieces among coin enthusiasts. Released in 2000 as part of the same series that included the South Carolina Quarter, the Virginia State Quarter features an image of the Commonwealth's famous Cape Henry Lighthouse, along with a depiction of the coastline. This coin holds historical significance, as Virginia was one of the original 13 colonies, and the lighthouse is a landmark of great importance in American history. But while the design is beautiful, there's something about this particular quarter that has collectors clamoring for it, and it's an error that makes some of these coins extremely valuable. Some of these Virginia quarters were struck with a misaligned die. A die is the metal tool used to stamp the design onto a coin, and when it's not aligned properly, part of the design can be incomplete or distorted. For certain 2000p Virginia quarters, this misalignment led to a significant error. A part of the coin's design was simply missing. This could be anything from part of the lighthouse to a section of the coastline. The result? A much rarer coin than usual, and when it comes to rare coins, the value shoots up. The misalignment makes these quarters stand out in a big way. When you compare them to the rest of the batch, they're immediately noticeable. The lower the mintage of these error coins, the more valuable they become. Since this error was relatively uncommon, there aren't too many 2000p Virginia quarters with this misaligned die, which is what makes them so highly prized by collectors. If you happen to come across one of these misaligned die quarters, you could be holding onto something worth a lot more than just 25 cents. In fact, a 2000p Virginia State Quarter with this error can be worth as much as $5,000. Yes, that's right, $5,000 for a quarter that only cost 25 cents when it was first minted. It's a significant amount of money for something so small, but that's the magic of coin collecting. Sometimes a little mistake can turn a simple quarter into a valuable treasure. So, take a good look at your 2000p Virginia State Quarters. If you spot that misalignment, you might just have a small fortune in your hands. As you can see, the world of coin collecting is filled with hidden gems just waiting to be discovered. From double dies to misaligned strikes, there are plenty of ways for a simple state quarter to become worth a small fortune. So, whether you're an avid collector or just starting out, it's important to keep an eye out for these rare errors. Before we wrap up, let me give you a quick tip. Always check the condition of your coins. Even the rarest error coins won't fetch top dollar if they're scratched up or heavily worn, so the better the condition, the higher the price. If you've learned something new today and found this information helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more cool coin facts and collecting tips. And if you think you have one of these rare quarters in your collection, drop a comment below and let us know. Thanks for watching, and remember, in the world of coin collecting, sometimes a little bit of luck and a lot of knowledge can turn a humble quarter into a treasure. See you next time.